Hello guys, today I want to continue the BGP configuration, but today I will explain about the BGP attributes. We have different attributes and the usage of the attribute is also have a different function. Uh, Let me show you here. In BGP paths attributes, we have some function that they are well known and some are optional. Optional, it means that maybe we write a command, for example, like aggregator, or make a route reflector to make a cluster ID. So this is optional, it's not by default, but well known is automatically by default it will create it. In well-known, we have again two kind. Mandatory, it means that these kind of the attribute when we want to send a route, for example 992, I want to send this route to the other AS, so it will goes sorry, just for example the route goes from this side and the route goes from this side. Uh, in this AS, it will get some information, some attributes that they are transitive. It means that when we get the information, you will get in mandatory, next hop, AS path, origin, all these, and there is so many other attribute also. You will get it when transferred to other AS. But this discretionary is something just to remain in our local. We have some attribute in Cisco also we have wait that I will show you. They are local, just inside the AS. Inside the AS will remain. So when you transfer and send a route and advertise to other AS, they will not go this information to other AS. This is the attribute and you must learn about it and understand it exactly. For example, if in optional we create a community, community is transitive, so it will go to the other AS. Or when we make aggregator, I told you before, it is like summary. So when you make some aggregate, some range of the route, just this aggregate will transfer to other AS. But these cluster ID, MED, or originator, they are non-transitive and remain in our local AS. Okay, let's show you uh, something else. The attribute also help us to choose the best path selection. This is the BGP best path selection. Just take attention. Weight is belong to Cisco. In some maybe some other vendors also use weight. They add maybe not, but this is belong normally to Cisco, and the others use these steps: local preference and to till end of the, if some routers have a router ID, who will be win, and the last step is lowest neighbor IP address. If all is same condition, then normally I'm sure in the first, second, third step, the best first selection will be choose somehow. For example, in R8, I will go and say show IP BGP, and you can see some of the attributes. Next hop, mandatory. It is next hop cell, next hop address. You can see local preference or wait is something is locally, or AS path. This is something that you saw when we send a route to other uh, AS, and from this AS goes the IS. We have all the record of the AS path. This is something that goes to through all the AS. So you can also analyze like this to understand it. This is the origin that shows that if we have I question mark and E, you can see, for example, if it is redistributed, it will be like a question mark. Okay, now I want to show you something. Today we talk about the route that we are advertising from our AS to ISP. For example, here is our AS, this is ISP1, we have ISP2 and the others that we have connected. Today we are talking between these two AS. If you check and take a look about the 9992, this is our route that advertised to the AS 15000. If you check it, the winner shows it is 192.168.10.1. This is R8. 10.1 is the interface here. And if you see, we have a giga 00 here. It is 10.6. This interface is 10.6. So this one, R7 is 10.5. And giga 01 here that connect to R6 is 10.2. And if you check it, it shows that the 9992, it comes from this way, from the router 6 comes to R8. I want to show you how can we change the this route from R6 instead of R6. How can we make the address and the route goes from through of R7? How can we do it by changing the weight in R8? So this is my plan. In R8, I have two ways to get the 9992 route. I want to choose instead of R6, I get it from R7. So in R8, I will go and set a route map and set the weight. If you check both of the ways, the weight, you can see weight in both are 0, 0. I want to change it in router 7. I make it set a weight higher than the 0, and then R7 will be winner. So next time when write the roadmap in R8 and start it, you will see the route from here. This will be changed to the best. Let's do the configuration. So I am going in conf. First of all, I write a IP prefix list. I put the name of weight and says that permit. I want to permit this route 9992.92/32. I permit this route, and then I write my route map. In the route map, I put the name same weight and says match IP address prefix list where the prefix's name was weight. So I says that if you see this prefix list, it means the route comes 9992 and you permit it, then go and set a weight for this route. I choose it 40,000, for example. Okay, I write my roadmap. So I told that this route, let's permit to come, and when comes, if in route map see this prefix list, set the weight 40,000. Now I am going in router BGP 15,000. R8 belongs to AS 15,000, so I am going in the router BGP address family IPv4, and here I active this route map for the neighbor. What was the neighbor here? I show you. It is 10.5. 192.168.10.5 and say that active this roadmap wait. In R8 we want this road come inside R8, so I set it the side up in. Now I am going and doing a clear IP BGP star soft. Just refresh the BGP because BGP very updating is very slow. Now let's check show IP BGP. Okay, now take a look. 9992, the winner, the best is the 10.5. So now R7 is the best and the weight is 40,000. And the R6 before was the best and now R7 is the best. So we change the route and says that advertise from the side of R7 but changing the weight in R8. And so that, okay, set the 40,000 weight for this neighbor. For this neighbor is 0 and winner is R7. This is the way that we can change the traffics in different routers. Sometimes engineers need to change the traffic to the other router, send it to the other router, and in BGP with the attribute we can do it easy. Let me remove all these configurations again in router BGP 15,000 address family IPv4 and I write no. Okay, then I said no IP prefix list wait no route map wait and again I do clear and now if get the show IP BGP it will be back again to this and 10.1 again will be the winner and you can see 10.1 now is the winner because the weight are equal and before this router was winner, so it will be back to the same condition. Now weight is locally and it will not transfer to the other AS. The other local attribute that we can use, the weight is for inside the when you have 2-3 ways for a route for the entrance incoming inside the route. This is the way that we use, but sometimes we want to choose the way the way of the route in here the location that the from the AS come to the other AS. It means R6 and R7. And now you will see R6 is winner as we clear the route map. And by default now R6 transfer 992 to this router. We want to change something here in R7 and R6 or R6 to make the R7 winner. The second thing that you can use, I show you the attribute of local preference. In local preference, when you set in the router that in the edge of the between the two AS, the higher local AS will be, local preference will be winner. So I will go and change the local preference in R7. I want to change it the local preference in R7, make it higher than R6. Local preference by default is 100. So for example, I will go and change the R7 local preference 200 and introduce in these two neighbors that when you get the route, change it the local preference in 200. So R8 see the R7 has 200 local preference and this one 100. So R7 will be the winner. And this one, it will stop to send any uh, advertising 9992. Let's go and do it. Conf t. Oh, sorry. I want to do it in R7. So I'm going in R7. Conf t. IP prefix list. I put the name local preference LP and say permit 9992/32, and now I write the roadmap. I put the name same local preference and says match with IP address prefix list of local preference. It means that look at the IP prefix list with this name. In that name, it shows that permit this route. If it is match, then set local preference. I set it 200. I told you the default. If we check the local preference default is 100. I will go and change it in R7 because for now R6 is the winner. So I will go and I want to make it R7 the winner. I'm going out. I go in router, BGP 15,000, address family IPv4, and before I add neighbor, from R7 we have two neighbor, R4 and R5, advertise both of them this route. So I set for both of them, set the local preference for 200. So if I write the neighbor 3333 and roadmap. The roadmap was local preference LP. Say all these routes come inside the router 7. The route of 992 come inside. So I choose in. Also for the other neighbor 3351. 3351 roadmap local preference in. So in R7 I write a roadmap and says that tell to the neighbors when you send this route with the IP prefix I let you come inside, but I will change it the local preference in 200. So the R7 local preference will be 200, and in R6 the local preference will be 100 and R7 will be winner and R6 stop to advertising. Just I do some clear IP BGP star soft. Let's go and check R8. If I get a show IP BGP, yeah, see now 992, the winner is R6, the local preference is 200, and advertising stop from router 6. It is just come from the router 7. So you can choose which router just advertise this from the entrance of this AS. I hope you enjoy and this information be useful. Have a nice day and bye.